Hi everyone, I'm the plant propagator and welcome to my channel. Today it is just a beautiful afternoon here in Southwest Florida. Right now we have sun. Hopefully I'll make it through the whole video today because I'm seeing really dark clouds off in the distance. Not too distant that way, and I'm starting to hear the thunder. So this is, everyday afternoon thunderstorms, which is what these guys like. Wind is picking up and it's just an awesome day. What I wanted to do, I have 4 orchids I wanted to share with you today. One of them is a first time bloom for me. 3 of them are repeat bloomers. I have some more orchids that are coming I thought would be open by now, but they're not ready yet. So today I've just got 4. Let me start off with this one right here. So this is one that I've had for a few years, and this is Burana Beauty Burana. The cultivar is Burana. So Burana Beauty, cultivar Burana. Not very creative, but that's just how it goes. This plant, I got this plant when it was quite a bit smaller. I've had it, I think, for about 2 years. And this thing is just, it grows really, really well. There are multiple flowers on each spike. And the thing that I like about it is, the flowers are a little small, but the colors in the flowers are very striking. So this is a yellow flower with red flares and a red lip. There are, again, multiple flowers per spike. I've got, and this one I've got 6 flowers, and this one I only have 4 flowers, and most of them are open, but not all of them. I've got 2 flower spikes right now that are blooming. I have another flower spike right here that is not open yet, and I have another flower spike right here that is also that's also not open yet. So it's probably going to be another 2 weeks to a month before those other spikes open. But this is going to be, if these flowers stay on there long enough, this is going to be a really special plant. There is a nice slight fragrance to these flowers, and like I said, it does well for me. This is growing over the edge of the pot, so it could actually, both sides, this side and this side, so potentially it could be divided, but there's still enough room so I can let it go a little bit longer. There's so many flowers on this plant and it's doing so well. I think I'm going to do some crosses. I actually wrote down, and I planned this. I wrote down 4 crosses that I'm going to make with this orchid, and we'll see how that goes. One of the flowers I want to cross it with is right here. That's the next one on the list. And this one, a lot of times what I'll do is I'll bring flowers to areas where I'm recording for my videos, but this one lives right here. So does well. This is where it goes. I'm sitting underneath my pergola right now. It gets the right amount of shade and seems to be doing really well in this location. The other one, the second one that I wanted to share with you is right here. I should mention that I brought all 4 of these flowers I brought to my members meeting, my local Orchid Society members meeting last night. And this one got a 3rd place, and the one I'm going to share with you next got a 2nd place in the category. So this is a small cattleya, this is a large cattleya, that's a dendrobium. And then the other one is also a small cattleya, and I'll share all of those with you. All right, so this is one of my most favorite plants, and unfortunately there's only a single bloom on this right now, but this is a beautiful, this is amazing Thailand. The cultivar is Rainbow, and this is just a beautiful cattleya. This is just it's just amazing. There's flaring in the petals and the sepals. The type of flaring is different. And the fragrance, the flowers last a long time, and the fragrance of this flower, I just love this thing. The plant, as you can see, grows beautifully upright. It doesn't kind of fall over. It's not a mess. And there are other, and this is a periodic bloomer. So I just harvested a seed capsule from this a couple of weeks ago, which means that it was blooming 6 months ago. And there are a few other sheaths on this plant. Yeah, and there's flowers in at least that one. I thought there might be two, maybe just one other sheath. So after this flower fails, after this flower goes, though there's other flowers, it's probably about a month behind the flowers in this sheath here. But this is just a great plant, and you know, it's one of those things that there's nothing bad other than they can get a little big, but the flowers on this are just great. This is one of those that you can get them, commonly get them. This is Rainbow, the cultivar. There's many different cultivars that are associated with. This was a great cross. The breeder that did this is from Thailand. And there's a number of siblings of this plant that have also been awarded and named. And most of them are really special. Most of them are flared and really, really pretty striking. I've also made crosses on this, and I'm curious to see, again, what this cross on this plant came out, what it's going to look like. Okay, moving on a little bit. Let me get this guy back up in here. Okay, it's going to go back up like that. And let me show you a dendrobium that I have, and I've shared this with you a few times. This is a dendrobium that is just mounted on a board here, and this is not where this dendrobium lives. Amazing Thailand lives in the pergola, but right up there. So this is Dendrobium Mini Purple Queen, and this got a second place in the category, mostly because I think, you know, the flowers aren't that big, it's not that special, but this is incredibly floriferous. This makes just a ton of flowers. It has flowers on 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 spikes that are open, but there's 2 more spikes on this plant where the flowers have not opened yet. This is a small compact plant, and it does really well where I have it located, but it does really well everywhere. The parent that this came off of, I've seen that plant, and that's always loaded. I actually have a keiki off of this plant that I'm growing, and that's doing well also. So just a really nice, vigorous plant. You look up on Orchid Roots, this plant, and there's no progeny from this. So I tried selfing a flower, I think on this spike right here, got nothing from it. So it may mean that there's some problems with sterility, but just the flower. So this might be a dead end. This might be the final one of this line right here. But still, this is a nice plant, and I can grow it just because of the flowers. So this is, again, Dendrobium Mini Purple Queen. All right, and I'm not even sure where this one was, but I'm going to put it right there. Okay, the last plant that I want to share with you, I'm pretty excited about. At least I was excited about this before I brought it into the meeting. So this is on the tag. I bought this plant. I didn't buy the plant. I got it at my local AOS members meeting 3 years ago. Actually, 3 years ago this month I picked it up, and on the tag it lists this as a Cattleya Walker Inter, which is a Walkeriana, Cattleya Walkeriana times a Cattleya Intermedia, and then it's crossed with a Cattleya Beringiana. And like I said, I got this about 3 years ago, and it's been growing really slowly for those 3 years. I looked it up. I didn't see that anyone had the flower listed in Orchid Roots. So I thought, okay, this is going to be first bloom. It's going to be really exciting. And it is first bloom. And it was relatively exciting. The flower looks, from what I've seen, the flower looks like more like one of the parents, which is a Beringiana. And I was hoping it was going to look more like a Walkeriana. I was hoping it was going to be fragrant like a Walkeriana, and it's not. So, I mean, it's a nice small cattleya flower, but if I were to see this in a store, I might not have bought it. Anyway, I was excited to bring this in because it was my first bloom on this, and you know, they're all my orchids. When you bring them in, you put them in the appropriate category. So this is small cattleya, large cattleya, dendrobium, and this was when I brought it into my meeting, it was placed on the table with the small cattleyas because that was what it was. So I put it down on the table, and I look around on the table, and lo and behold, I see another plant that was just like this. And I looked at the tag on it, and it has the tag. It says CTT Lily Genovese. And it's the same plant, or it's at least a sibling of this plant. I was surprised to see it there. It was a much bigger plant. It only had one bloom on it. My blooms might have looked a little bit better, but they were pretty comparable. I looked around and found the owner of that plant, who is a good friend and a really good orchid grower. And I asked her to tell me give me a little information about Lily Genovese. And she goes, "Oh, Lily Genovese." I think that's how she said it. I'm not really sure. So she got it. She told me that she got it a few years ago from Genovese. So the guy that made the cross, that named this, gifted her the plant a few years ago. And she said also that it had bloomed for her vigor previously, and she was kind of hesitant on bringing her plant in because this time there was just a single flower spike, whereas previous time it bloomed, there were 2 spikes. So, but she brought it in. She told me a little bit of the history behind the plant, and there really wasn't much to it other than she got it from the original breeder. It has bloomed for her previously. Again, it's not a very, as I know, it's not a very vigorous grower, but it was doing well, and she brought it in because it's blooming at the same time, which means probably that this thing is going to bloom the same time every year, which is fine. The home of this plant is at the end of my pergola here, and so this gets a little bit more sun than some of my other cattleyas that are underneath my pergola here. And this also, I should say, because I got it 3 years ago, this is in the old potting mix that I used to use that is mostly lava stone. So it's a really not a very friendly mix, I don't think, for growing orchids. And so if I repot, there's no need to repot this because even though this is a 3-year-old plant, it still fits really nicely into this small pot, not even close to the edge. So I'll probably keep it in here for a little while. I don't think I'm going to cross anything onto it. I'll probably just enjoy it while I can for a little bit longer. And I mean, like I said, nice flower, and looks more like the Boringiana than the Walkeriana or the Cattleya intermedia. All right, so I was excited when I brought this in, first bloom, yay. I was less excited when there was another one of these plants at the same local Orchid Society meeting. And I should say that Genovese, he was a local breeder and grower in this area of Southwest Florida. All right, so that's the last orchid that I wanted to share with you. I hope you enjoyed my video today. If you did and you want to keep on seeing them, it would help me out if you can click on like, share, and subscribe to my channel if you're not already a subscriber. All right, again, that's all I have for you today. I hope you enjoyed it, and happy propagating.